Hi, hello, namaskar everyone. Welcome to Dwani, which means sound in Hindi. We bring to you resonating sounds created by the actions of women innovators, leaders, experts, and entrepreneurs who are making a difference in their and others' lives. We share their stories to inspire and empower other women. Dwani is an initiative of Innoberry which is offering a platform for the women to voice their thoughts, struggles, challenges, achievements, highs and lows, and the journey that they have undertaken. I am Pooja Bhatia, a tech transfer, patent licensing, and intellectual property professional, and now your host for this show. Let's inspire and get inspired. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today for another session on Meet the Innovator. Today, I have with me Debashish, who has a lot of patents on his name. Don't worry, we are not talking all the inventions together. Today, we are going to focus on one particular invention which is out there for licensing, and it is on something that we all drink. Since India is tea loving country, I would say. So his invention is directly related to tea, but without disclosing much information, I would request him to share more on his invention. Thank you, Devashish, for joining me today. How are you doing?
And thank you, Pooja. Thank you for having me in your podcast.
So, Devashish, can you tell us more about your tea invention that you have done?
So actually, I invented a tea tablet, and it is made up of tea powder along with other excipients, which can disperse into the liquid medium, whether it may be water, whether it may be milk, and within a few seconds, it can disintegrate completely, and the infusion could get ready.
So, if we compare it with the traditional tea that is there, what are the major point of differences?
All right, so let me tell you. Actually, I have a tendency to forget actually, so that's why I wrote a few things. That is, in general, they are not actually made up by direct compression method. But in that case, in our case, it's made up of direct compression method. The second thing, and most importantly, they don't fully infuse flavor. But in our case, it is infusing flavor, and we have the scientific evidences. And then comes the um, amount of tea that is actually in conventional tea. We are using a huge amount of tea leaves. That is nothing else the wastage of tea leaves. But in our case, we used around 200 milligrams tea powder to make a tea tablet, and it is infusing clearly to make 1 cup of tea. They don't contain always healthy compounds, but in our case, it is totally healthy, and all the ingredients used here, that is United States Foods and Drug Administration approved.
I see. That's
So,
wonderful.
so that is actually the main reason. And apart from that, I can say as we used fine particle. Therefore, after disintegration into the liquid medium, it gets totally dispersed within few seconds, and the effective surface area gets higher. It has better shelf life, that is around 720 days. We found it that is in an accelerated stability study. The shelf life is higher. It has less astringency, and for those who are actually insomniac, they can consume without any procrastination.
That's a nice news to hear. But what inspired you to create these tea tablets? Why did you get on to that journey, Devashish, to create tea tablets?
Well, we didn't have any intention to be specific actually, but certainly a thing came to my mind that we are wasting our time, we are wasting tea leaves, we are wasting huge amount of money. So that could be reduced by using that. And even not only that, while preparing, we found that the existing tea tablets are effervescent in nature. That is, we need to use tartaric acid or citric acid in presence of sodium bicarbonate or ammonium bicarbonate, which can produce effervescence. And in that case, those who are intended to consume tea by milk, by using milk, it will form curd or paneer. But in our case, that is absolutely impossible. We can use that in milk too. And then something we found, that is, during the production time, in conventional tea tablets, what actually are existing in the market, they separate their active ingredient, that is caffeine, separately. But we don't need to use that.
Right.
And not only caffeine, the flavonoids and thein, whatever the active ingredients present in the tea, that could be dispersed completely into the liquid medium. There is no requirement of any kind of lyophilization, freeze drying, spray drying. The prepared tea can be consumed directly. We don't need to uh, go for any chemical treatment and all. So that actually we overcome, and finally we made it.
So during this process of creating tea tablets and coming up with the process for producing them, were there any specific challenges that you faced uh, and you would like to share with us?
For 5 to 6 times. So by what should I say? So by the end of seventh or eighth trial, we finally succeeded. Initially, it was not preparing. It was taking a too time. Say, for instance, uh, it was taking around 1 minute to disperse completely. But now, after improvisation, we made it disintegratable within 10 to 15 seconds.
So it's a
That we
quick, quick,
found very interesting.
it's a quick way of getting the tea ready.
And even not only that, our matter of prerogative was to make more variety. So by using that method, we prepared 22 types of tea.
So that
That
means your
was actually time
process
consuming.
and your process could be used for any form of tea, right? I mean, it's not limited to black tea.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Any kind of tea can be prepared by this method.
So Devashish, what are your plans for future innovations? Because you're still modifying and improvising on the process. Now you have 10 to 15 seconds where the tablet is disintegrating. So are there any other things that you look to add to this particular invention?
Uh,
Hello. Devashish, I can't hear you clearly. I don't know if you've answered my question, if there are any plans for the future
Oh,
innovations.
I answered it. Actually, I was saying that there is no any kind of further improvisation is needed as of now,
Mhm.
and what a lot of invention there in my pipeline. on that. Nowadays, we are preparing a nowadays we are preparing some medications like I will tell you later on. That is not the right time, I think. So after filing and after getting the approval, shall be sharing that to the viewers.
Absolutely. We look forward to it. So, as an inventor, I would like to, ask you to share a few tips or maybe advice on how they should take their technologies to the market. What are the two key things which really matter to the inventors?
So basically, first and foremost thing I must say, once I came to know about the book "You Can Win" by Shiv Khera. So there it had been written that winners don't do different things; they do things differently.
True.
So my message to the inventors: just try to be the failure at the first place and learn from it, learn from the nature, and then explore yourself. So quite a lot of opportunities are waiting for you. And yes, science need you, technology need you. And the second thing is there is no shortcut in success. So in order to be succeeded in future, you are trying to find out the shortest way. And in order to find the shortest way to get succeeded, you have to work hard and through proper way. That is the key things. And apart from that, everything will be fine. People will say that, why are you doing? And later on, they will say how you did it.
Yes. Yes,
So,
I agree with you.
and quite a lot of things are there to learn from the nature, learn from the previous experiences, rectify that, modify that, improvise that, and explore yourself. That's all.
Thank you, Debashish. You have raised quite a interesting point, and I really appreciate you raising this particular point because everybody seeks a shortcut, right? Instead of trying to face the failure, they would rather run away from it. So, thanks for raising these 2 points that you should learn from the failures, and then also there's no shortcut. You have to put in efforts to get where you want to go. So, thanks a lot, Debashish, and I would like to remind everybody tea tablets are available for licensing. You could reach out to me for any details that you need, and I'll connect you with Devashish if you have any questions. And there is a lot of information which Devashish has on the entire process, but we are not sharing it here. So if you want to know, sign an NDA and get to know more. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Devashish, for sharing your story about the tea tablets.